Hello, welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. My name is Liz, and I will be guiding you on this journey today. This is the reading for Sagittarius, wherever Sagittarius is in your chart. I hope you're all doing well. If you watched the last round of human design profile readings, I ranted about CapCut and their change to terms and service, so I am no longer going to be editing these videos at all. And how much that freaked me out. But just an FYI, if you haven't, I don't even know why I feel the need to say that. But anyway, so however this goes, it's going to go straight from the camera to YouTube. So if my dog starts freaking out in the background, if I'm sitting here staring at the cards, in silence because it takes a minute for words to get from my head to my mouth, or from my mind, whatever, to my mouth. You get to see it all. And the other announcement that I wanted to make is that after this round of readings, I'm hoping to also get through the human design profile readings. I'm not sure yet. I mean, obviously I will get through the zodiac sign readings, but I'm going to be taking a break for a month or two, and there is a possibility that it might even be permanent. I'm not sure yet. The feeling just kind of hit me yesterday, actually, which was Saturday. I think this reading might come out on Tuesday. But first, the feeling to take a break, hit me. I started EMDR therapy recently, and it's been amazing, but it's also been deep, and I have felt really pretty fragile. I mean, I'm reclaiming these parts of myself in ways that I never have. So I kind of feel like I need a little bit of space or time to recalibrate that energy. But anyway, so then it was like a little whisper was like, and maybe a permanent break. And it hit me in the gut so hard that I almost just immediately started crying. It does make me emotional to think of not putting these videos out, because I do love doing this. I love it. This is the only consistent thing I have done over the last 3 years, except for breathe, but just, the channel has just not experienced the growth that I was hoping. And I'm still getting, under 5 views on some videos. And I don't know, I don't know. I think I need to figure out, am I using my energy in spaces that, or in a way where I am getting energy back. And I just don't know. I'm pretty sure I think I've lost 5 subscribers in the last couple of weeks, which is totally fine. I'm one of those people that I'll subscribe to somebody's channel because we're locked in. The messages are so effing perfect for, what I'm going through, and just kind of gets me from point A to point B, and keeps my head above water. And then, for whatever reason, there's no rhyme or reason to it. We're just not locked in anymore. So I unsubscribe and I subscribe somewhere else, so that is totally fine. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm assuming if I did decide to make it a permanent thing, or even an extended vacation that I would maybe post about that. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I just take a break until I... What the hell? That went right in the trash. Hilarious. We have the Hermit card in reverse. Interesting. Literally right in the trash. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so anyway, let's talk about Sagittarius. What about this Hermit in reverse? That is way too many cards. Sorry. We would be here for like an hour. Or more. That was like 7 cards. Anyway, okay. Let's simplify the message for Sagittarius. King of Wands came out kind of reversed also. And the Ace of Swords. How interesting. It definitely kind of feels like a little all over the place, you know? We have the 8 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. 3 of Pentacles behind that. Queen of Pentacles, the Magician. I don't know. We'll probably get to that at some point. The Hermit says there are some things that must be done on your own. Interesting. It's in the reverse. The Hermit is Virgo. What's going on in Virgo? Well, Mars is in Virgo right now. Also, you know, Uranus, I've been calling it Uranus for I don't know how long, so Uranus sounds weird. There was this video I saw on TikTok. This guy was like going on this rant about how people are pronouncing Uranus wrong. And he was like, I don't believe in astrology, but I do research it. And I was like, okay, you're blocked. And you're blocked. So anyway, I guess it's called Uranus. Why was I even talking? Oh, yeah, because Uranus is going into Gemini on the 7th, Monday. So, you know, whatever placements you have in Sagittarius, Uranus is going to be opposing those. If you're an elder millennial, like I am. Hold on. Is there somebody walking by, or is this dog just barking for like no reason? Okay. If you're an elder millennial like I am, then you would have Uranus in Sagittarius. So you'll be going through your Uranus opposition. Uranus, whatever. Opposition at some point. I have Uranus conjunct Jupiter in Sagittarius. I have a 2-degree Mars in Gemini too. So I don't know. Uranus is going to be going all through that. I don't know. But anyway, so whatever placements you have in Sagittarius or even Gemini too, um, that's going to be your Uranus is going to be in there for the next 7 years. I think it'll retrograde back into Taurus at the end of this year for a couple months. But yeah. Uranus is, I cannot call it Uranus. I don't know. It's because I've called it Uranus for so long. It's just like heretic owl. I know that I'm pronouncing that wrong too, but heretic, I just can't. It's like a sensory thing. It literally makes my skin crawl. So anyway, what? Oh yeah, Uranus is like unexpected, kind of come out of nowhere type of things. It can be like, it can also be unpredictable. So again, like whatever you have in Gemini, whatever you have in Sagittarius, just kind of expect the unexpected for the next 7 years. Um, but also even I know I kind of got off track, but with the Hermit and Mars being in Virgo right now, I don't know how Mars does at Virgo, like if it likes being there, if it doesn't like being there. Um, if you have placements in Virgo, um, you might feel just a little added oomph behind it, a little, kind of added push behind you. Um, the Hermit generally talks about isolation and solitude. Like the shirt says solitary witch. She's holding a pendulum. She's got books around. It also, talks about healing, going within. It's getting quiet enough to hear yourself. I also see the Hermit as walking like your unique path, and truly like nobody can walk your path except for you. They're usually guided by the star in like the traditional tarot. I'm curious. The book says, here we have a witch who has, wait, that's the upright. Reversed, it's possible you've been spending too much time withdrawn from the world. Get out there and experience. If you feel comfortable, share your personal insights with others. Some may scoff, but some really need to hear what you have to say. Yeah. Right. I mean, I was like thinking in my head, like if the upright version is to, kind of um separate, yourself, kind of like be in your own energy, then the reversed would be the opposite of that. It would be that it's time to come out of hermit mode in whatever capacity that means for you. Even if it is just getting out of your house. I mean, I know, the book was saying to share your story with others. I mean, of course, if you feel called to do that, if you engage in conversations where that comes up, then great, and also it may even just be not, like if you are the type of person who doesn't really share a ton of thoughts or feelings, or you don't really like speak up a lot in spaces, whatever, then this could also be a call to do that. If you have an experience that is similar to somebody else's, to speak up and share that. If you have an idea at work or whatever, then speak up and share that also. You don't necessarily have to become like an extrovert all of a sudden, but even to like, I keep getting this feeling about stepping out of your space, your room, your home, whatever. And even that just being enough, like getting fresh air, and how that can even just change the energy of things. It kind of, it stirs up any type of stagnant energy. And then we have the King of Wands that's kind of in the reverse too. And it says, shining your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. Reversed says, this is a kind of person who's their own worst enemy. There are so many challenges they can't overcome because they want so badly to do it all on their own. If they want to get anything done, they need to be willing to ask for help nicely. Isn't that interesting? Both of these cards are kind of like, you are spending too much time alone. You are also like doing yourself a disservice by not asking for help. Or even just accepting help in some capacity. It's kind of like the energy of it isn't it's out of whack. Like I said, even, right, like with these cards coming out in all these like funky ways, like literally the Hermit went right into the trash. That has never happened. Like just so funny. The King of Wands coming out, kind of, it's like going into the reverse. I was kind of thinking it like going clockwise. And if it would have been facing this way, then it would have been working its way to upright. But no, this is working its way into reverse. So even too, like with the upright being the upright message saying, shine your inner candlelight bright enough for others to follow. The reverse of that would be telling me that it's like you've been hiding out maybe, or keeping that from other people, which maybe there has been, this time of healing. And I don't think it's a bad thing to pull your energy back. Especially too, like if it does just kind of feel chaotic. I want to say the King of Wands is actually a Sagittarius card too. I think. That just came to my mind. But like if you just kind of feel like you don't know where to like focus that fire, right? Like you don't know what your motivation is to do something, to act on something, then it makes sense to pull the energy back or just keep it kind of close to you. But at the same time, it's like recognizing when to do that and when to let it go, or like when to unleash it, or when the energy has changed, basically. The King of Wands has a lot of experience, a lot of wisdom too. They've tried a lot of things. They have a lot of guidance to share with people. Even, holding this candle, I mean, it's clearly nighttime. They're on the phone too. Um, so, even reaching out for support. Like maybe you're not the person who's usually reaching out for support, but you're the person people reach out to for support. Like, maybe flipping that in some capacity. We have the Ace of Swords here, which says, look at you. You're bursting with sparky new ideas. Yeah, I mean, this is like, it's a new idea, a new perspective too. I kind of love the size of this sword also. Like it almost kind of looks like a little toothpick. Because it almost feels like the beginnings of an idea. All you need is something to get you going. That's interesting. Um, Swords are about our mind set. Again, perspective, ideas, beliefs, truth, honesty. Even, like with the size of the sword, right? Because usually in the Ace of Swords, it's like, a full on, full size, sword. This is this little rinky dinky, like I said, it looks like a little toothpick. But again, like that's all that you need to get started. That glimmer, that little bit of truth, that little bit of honesty with yourself, right? A little idea, a belief changing. I also see swords as being the suit of ego, because that's generally where we tend to hear our ego, is in our minds. And our ego is created by the stories that we attach to experiences, feelings, and it becomes our belief system, right? It becomes the reasons why we do and don't do things. It's literally the truth that we believe in, regardless of if it is actually true, right? Um, like divine truth, not a truth that we, kind of came up with the evidence that we had at the time. Um, so with this being an ace, this is something new. There could be this like paradigm shift happening. And with it coming out sideways like this, it may not be fully formed yet. Or you haven't fully grasped onto it yet. Like as I was staring at this card, I got this feeling or like this image that she's like on the verge of letting go of this sword, like dropping it. So you may not even be fully convinced of this yet. Which is interesting. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles, Three of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, and then the Magician, Two of Cups, Three of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles says, sorry, but fairies aren't going to come and do all the work for you. I mean, the Eight of Pentacles is, look at all these pentacles too, by the way. This is, practical action. This is like tangible results. It's also even potentially money, where you live, your possessions and materials, your health. The Eight of Pentacles is about putting in the work to master something. Also, too, it's interesting how literally these two cards, the Hermit in reverse and the King of Wands in reverse, both of them were talking about other people, right? The Eight of Pentacles saying that the fairies aren't going to come do all the work for you. It's almost about like this. I keep getting this feeling about empowering yourself, knowing that you can do it. I'm pretty sure the book says that nobody's coming to save you. It's a little bit of a read, actually. Let's see. Yeah, okay. It says, oh, to think that it used to take this witch an entire day to build just one fairy house. These days, she can build 8 of them in a single afternoon, no problem. It's one thing to manifest something into your life. However, it's another thing entirely to do what's necessary to make sure it has any chance of coming true. Though you may wish one of the fairies would come along to magically do the work for you, that's never going to happen. But there's nothing stopping you from using your own magic to get it done. All the blood, sweat, and tears you put into enhancing your skills will eventually be worth it. Who knows? Soon enough, you may be teaching others how it's done. And two, it's also like all of the work that you have done thus far, whether that's like literal work as far as like your career, your skill set, or like the inner work with the Hermit. It's almost like putting that into practical practice, using it, and again, even empowering yourself to recognize those skills. The Three of Pentacles says, what's the saying? Teamwork makes the spell work. I kind of love that this card is on top of the King of Wands too, because this is a card about collaboration and working with others, right? And the King of Wands was like, politely ask for help, from other people, or, not doing it on your own. This is too, like I always kind of see the Three of Pentacles as being like that group project type of vibe. Like there's one common goal and everybody has their own task to do to accomplish that goal. But unlike group projects in, school or college or whatever, everybody actually does their part, because everybody is committed to the goal. Everybody has their own skill set as well. So it's even recognizing that and allowing you and other people to really express that or use that skill set to help get to this common goal. And then the Queen of Pentacles, it says the witch is in. There's no need to sacrifice. You can have it all. And that could even be this with the mindset thing. Like if you are still thinking in terms of what would I have to give up to get what I want, then literally, this Queen of Pentacles is like, why would you have to give anything up? Who said anything about that? Like that's a limiting belief, right? Like that's something that you do need to let go of here. If that's the little thorn in your side, then that would be something, to let go of. The Magician is now at the bottom of the deck, and it says you have everything you need to do anything you want. Like this is very encouraging, right? And it's like we started with this energy that was kind of like and too, maybe for that reason, like maybe that's why you have been, kind of keeping your energy close to you. But it just kind of seems like it's doing you a disservice. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for allowing me to read your cards, truly. And I will talk to you sometime. Bye.